May, you, find your peace, nigga. Today's piece is about some bullshit, and I mean being a Virgo. And not just any Virgo, no, because why would that be the case? A Virgo, raised by a Virgo, raised by a Virgo. It gets worse. Virgo sun, right? Yeah. Virgo moon, okay, walk with me. Gemini rising. Who the fuck thought that shit would be funny? You think you're crazy? You think you're nuts? You don't even know insane. I have never had the chance to be normal. It's not all bad, you know? It's not all bad. It's just, I can't stop thinking. I can't stop talking. I'm so organized, but like, it's just the code. If everything in life is going to be this chaotic, nonsensical, bullshit-ass bullshit, at the very least, my closet is color coordinated. At the very least, like, everything's lined up. The peephole on my door, the middle of it, is assigned to the middle of my table, which is in line with the middle of that painting, in line with the middle of my TV. It's the little things, and it's just like, okay, at least I have this. I be thinking about everything, and like not like at a normal pace. It's just like, when Frank Ocean said, dreaming a thought that could dream about a thought that could think of dreaming and getting a glimmer of God, I felt that shit in my brain. Because like, yes, dreaming a thought in a dream and a thought as dreaming about thoughts, thinking about thinking. But like I said, it's not all garbage. I think it's just because I'm also a nigga. It's just a bad nigga. It's all right though, it's all right. We're figuring it out. At least I'm not finna sit here and say I'm not toxic, but I'm toxic, the type of toxic that has like a warning label. I'm not finna just like surprise you. I'm gonna let you know that there's something wrong with me and you should probably back the fuck up. I'm not intentionally toxic. That's some bullshit. Going out of my way to actually cause harm, that's nonsense. I don't be on that. I be reading about like, yeah, I mean, like, I've been on the internet for years. Niggas always talk, like, when they rank the signs, Virgo men are usually at the bottom. And for most of my life, I was like, we can't be all that bad. The thing is, I am not all that bad. But I do be tripping. But I try not to trip. So it's my saving grace. Ooh, I do the bare minimum. I try not to be a bitch ass nigga. But at the same time, I think that one of the best parts about at least being a Virgo for me is just the fact that I can relate to other Virgos very fucking well. Like, cause they get it. You motherfuckers get it. I was just with one of my favorite Virgos last night. Like, it's just that chemistry, you know what I'm saying? That chemistry, you get it, you'll get it, you understand me. I be so tired of having to explain that shit. And then I got that Gemini bullshit. So it's just like, I'm such a nonsensical person. That's why I do my very best to leave people alone. But when I was younger, people were like, oh, you're so quiet, you're so quiet. Look what you done started. Now I don't know how to shut the fuck up. Either which way. There are parts of my communication, and I've grown a lot, like, over the course of my life. I've grown to be a much better communicator. I do still have my faults. I still make mistakes, though. I am a man comprised of shapes. I will never stop making mistakes. I do my very, very, very best to, like, apply my Virgo-ness in a way that's not overbearing, because I don't like the idea of being controlling over other people's lives, perception of me, of themselves, of life or anything. I try not to be too, you know. I have my moments, you know, where I do come off a little bit, not a little bit, I come off judgmental. I'm quick to ask, why'd you do it like that? In my head, I'd be like, that's not hard, chief. That's not some cool shit you got on. You don't got that shit on, actually. I also don't be having that shit on. Sometimes I do not look put together. Sometimes I'm not together. Like, I don't be acting put together. One of the common things that I do see in a lot of other Virgos is just being able to, but not, you feel me? I don't really suffer with that, but my unfortunate thing about that is there's a part of me that, like, and hate is a very strong word, but there are parts of me that I just dislike. So that little voice in my head is like, you stupid, dumb little bitch. So for me to really feel like my opinion matters, that nigga really be shooting my shit down really quick. So I don't have too much time to be controlling when the nigga in my head is calling me a dumb bitch for having an opinion. It's whatever. To be honest, it has its perks. I feel like as a creator, it makes me a lot more diligent and it gives me so much more attention to detail. I think that's my favorite part. Because my art, my music, my movies, they come out in a way that's so pew, 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 pew. And I've learned to love my imperfections. I know that life has no possibility of being perfect. And I know that if I ever had life the way that I wanted or perfect, I wouldn't want it that way after a while. I feel like after you get what you want, you're like, all right, now what? It happens. It definitely happens, especially if it isn't something that you work towards, so to speak. I feel like that's the easiest way to get over the, oh, now what? Is if you actually worked towards that thing for years and years and years and really like see the blood, sweat, and tears like going into it, and then that reward is so fulfilling. Yeah, that's different. But I feel like if you just get what you want, it's like, oh, okay. Not for everything, but it's like, okay, now what? You know, especially with something being perfect, because what even is perfect? I don't really want perfect, honestly. But there are times where I do hyperfixate over things being like, it's gotta be perfect. But I don't know. There's duality there, I guess. I'm not obsessive about it to the point where, oh, this is a lie. I'm still gonna say it. To the point where it kills me. That's bullshit. I be overthinking everything. I was gonna bold-face lie, but I caught myself because I can't continue to lie. I think too much. I think too much to lie. I would have been watching this back and be like, damn, I capped. Either which way, it's nice. It's nice. I like being an earth sign sometimes. It's cool. I feel very in tune. It's easier for me to ground myself, it feels like, even after all of the nonsense. You know, I feel like that's the craziness settling in. The fact that I can go from like, to, you know what? It's okay. You gotta be crazy to think that things are gonna be okay, right? You gotta be a little bit insane to believe that things are gonna be just fine. Anyway. Love to all of my Virgos. Love to everybody. It's, you know, I don't want to be sign racist. With all that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Or maybe not. Maybe this is it. Maybe I don't want to do this anymore.